Hello friends, good morning. I hope you all are well and fine. And we have started chapter number 5th. Okay friends, and in this chapter we have completed some topics also. Three topics we have completed from this chapter. Now we are going to start our fourth topic half part. Because the fourth topic is the causes of the poverty. And from this we have completed 5 points. Right, friends? So after this, whatever point there is next 5 points, I will continue explain. And before that, we have to revise our previous all topics. These previous topics are historian reason. We have started causes of the poverty, and in that causes of the poverty, first one point has historical reason. Historical reason we have completed. Then after we have completed causes of rural poverty. Next one is in this causes of rural poverty we have two subpoints. These two subpoints are natural causes and demographic factors. Third one is related to economic factors. Economic factors are low agricultural productivity per labor, unequal distribution of land and property, minimal development of the small and cottage industry, rapid increase in the prices, and high rate of unemployment. These are total 5 points in third. Fourth one is the social reason. And we have completed this third one point we have completed. In this third, we have completed this high rate of unemployment also. Now I'm going to start the social reason. From this point, our explanation is remain. Correct, friends? So from this point, I'll start the fourth point, social reason. These are causes of poverty. Correct, friends? Causes of poverty. In this, low level of education. In our society, people are educated, no doubt. But there, if I will discuss about the total population, in our India, the scarcity of the education, training, and skill. So people have less opportunity of the work. If these people have good, more educated, high educated, and good from the good training center, they have good training and they are skilled. They have high opportunity of the work in their own region, in other regions, and the other countries also. But in our India, friends, mostly peoples are only and only educated. They have completed primary and only high schools. Okay. It present new generation level, education level is high. But friends, more than 20 years, more than 25 years, age group, it present, I'm saying about the present situation. At present time period, more than 25 age group, if I will say average number of the people's average percentage of the people, then I will say only 75% people are educated. More than, uh, you can say, primary education they have completed only. Okay. And at present, mostly people are dependent on the agriculture sector. I said our sector dependency on the sectors for the employment. On agriculture sector, industrial sector, and service sector. From the agriculture sector, laborers are transferring to industry sector. But instead of that, dependency on the agriculture sector is high. Correct, friends? And not present in the agriculture sector also, new agriculture system, research and benefit of the market for the cell production. These all are not much. Okay. These are also using this liquid types of the and traditional equipment for the agriculture sector. So their productivity is less because they have no any knowledge about the technology. Okay. In the agriculture sector, so many farmers are not literate. Okay. And they have nothing any idea about the new techniques and new technology. So at present also in the backward areas, they are using the traditional equipment, tools and machines for the agriculture and related activities. In this reason, because of these reasons, income of farmers and all other peoples are less, and low level of education, they get less opportunity of the alternative income. And then these are engaged only and only in the agriculture sector. So poverty is increasing. Next one is gender inequality. Gender inequality, that means what? In our society, you know, friends, most importance given to the male. Okay. In other countries, male and female both are equal. Both have same type of, uh, you can say, they both have same type of importance in other countries. In our country, only on the paper, they will say, our government also will say this, male and female both are same. But in our society, peoples are very narrow-minded, and these are thinking that these are women, these are females, so no need to education for them. Okay, if your parents are providing education to you, that means you are really your parents are very great. Okay, because of your parents are thinking that maybe the mother is female, but instead of that she is also thinking same. What girl child will why girl child will get education, because after marriage she will be transferred to the other family, so why we spend much money for the female education? And in our society mostly importance given to the male child. If in family male and female childs are there, they mostly importance given to the male child. I'm not saying about the 100% families, but mostly families better. I'm not saying about your family and other family. I'm just approximately I'm saying average number. I'm saying only some families given good and excellent importance to the female. They encourage to the female, but not 100%. Not 100%. I also thankful to my parents. They had given all facilities. They had given education facilities to me and other facilities. Due to that reason only I'm sitting here and I'm teaching, because of their support. Okay, support of my parents. I'm sitting here and I'm teaching you. Without their support, I cannot do anything. You also getting good study. You are also getting good education because of the support of your parents. But all parents are not same. Correct? So, so many in our society, inequality of the gender is really very high. Mostly importance in society, people are educated. Then also this in their family. They are not giving same type of importance to the female child. And this female women face higher level of the malnutrition, low weight, weakness, and these are causes of the high maternal mortality during childbirth and health problems among newborn child. These all are causes better. If you have any question, causes of low um, population, okay, in the trends of population compared to male, female ratio is less. Why? That time you can write this all points. Because of the higher level of the malnutrition, low weight, weakness, this causes high maternal mortality during birth, childbirth, and health problems among newborn children. Okay. So work allocation is such that it is believed as compulsory for women to work at home, resulting in low level of education and less economic opportunity to work. They have less opportunity of the work because their education level is less. Parents are not supporting to the female child. If in family, male and female, both children are there, then family mostly importance give to the male child. Okay, so due to these reasons, gender inequality in our society, at workplace, females are paid less than males. Why? Because of these managers are saying that females are weak, these are physically not strong, these are physically weak because these are getting less salary. Because of these reasons only these are getting less salary. And they have less opportunity of the work because of they have no all type of freedom. Like that, female child will not, female cannot do any type of night duty, okay, any type of work in a factory, which has related to mostly physical work. Correct. So this type of barriers, it present in our modern time period also there is a barriers, and due to that reason, in the family only male peoples are earning. Male members are earning income, and this all other female members are spending money for eat, for cloth. They have also requirement, and these are not generating income only, and only male peoples are generating income. All other members are depending on that, and total household income is less, and these are poor. Correct, friends? Next one is other reasons. These other reasons are war. After independence, India fought 2 wars. Okay, with neighboring countries, Pakistan and China. At present, also condition is very critical with China. I hope uh, this our country will not involve in the war, and we will free from that tension also. The limited sources of the country are spent on the production and import of required arms and ammunition. Because of for the war, we have requirement not only we any country. If that country involved in the war, that country have requirement of this all type of equipments and machine guns, missiles, and this all type of things which are required for the war, for the defense. So country and country's government will spend this high amount of the money on the defense, which is essential for the scarce goods like all type of food grains, cloth, fuel. Okay, for that type of good they can spend, but because of the war, they are very a high amount of the money they are spending for the defense. Okay, atomic energy also there's a at present from France we imported modern technology. Okay, fighter plane we have imported from the France, and for that a large amount of money we have given to the France. So whose income is? It is France income. But it's essential at present we anytime China can attack to us, our country. And that time we have required this type of atomic energy missiles and fighter planes and this all. So India imported this type of defense related things from the France. And for that also we are spending a higher amount of the money, which can be used for the food scare, food grains, which can be used for the all type of fuel and this all, which are very important for human being. But if our neighbor country will attack on us, then what will we do? So defense is also very important, and for that purpose, our country is spending a large amount of the money for the defense. Okay. So because of war, the process of economic development is slowed down. Due to several wars in India, developmental expenditure is reduced. Economic development remains low, and problem of price rise takes place. Okay. So poverty is increasing. Next, second one point in the other. increase in defense expenditure. Several wars made the issue of the security very serious. Okay. Because of at present also condition is seen. We are suffering from this type of tension when China can be attacked. And we all are facing this. So our government also have this type of tension and burden. So government will spend money for the modern missiles, fighter plane, tank, and sub summarize and this all type of things which are most important for defense. Correct. So to fight against terrorism also a lot of special facilities have increased expenditure on defense. The expenditure on security is non-developmental in nature and any increase in such expenditure reduces expenditure on economic development. So economic development is slowed down and poverty is increasing. Next one is defective policy. Last one point is 5.3. It is defective policy. It is third point in the other. Effective policy, friends, from the second five-year plan onwards, basic and heavy industries were given priority and through rapid industrialization, high economic growth was to be achieved and thus policy of removal of poverty and unemployment was adopted. But this policy neglected the vast population dependent on agriculture. Friend, mostly a vast population depended on the agriculture sector. And they have, there's agriculture sector, a person who have depended on the agriculture sector, there's their main, in that sector, marginal productivity is maybe zero. And their employment and income to majority of population developed slowly and so was the income of poor person is very less. Apart from this, various schemes were introduced during planning period to reduce poverty and unemployment. But due to frequent changes in the ruling government, many times they lost community and coordination as a result the present poverty reduction could not be achieved through these schemes. These are they started schemes, but the schemes are not working 100%. Okay, friends? So I hope you all have got it and we have completed these points. These all points are very important. You have to write in a chart. It will be very easy to learn and very easy to create image in your mind. And whenever you are going to explain, then also it will be very clean and very effective for the checkup. Okay, so during writing work, you remember this thing. If you are writing this answer in your notebook in exam, in test, that time first of all, you have to draw a chart. And first heading will be historical reason. Second heading will be causes of the poverty, rural poverty. Third one will be economic factors. And fourth will be social reasons, and fifth will be other reasons. In the first, nothing, no any sub point. For second, we have two other sub points. There's two sub points are natural causes, and demographic factors. This one. Then after for the third, economic factor, we have again this. First one is low agriculture productivity per labor, unequal distribution of land and property. Third one is minimal development of small and cottage industry. Next one is rapid increase in the prices. And last one is high rate of unemployment. These all are sub-points of third. Next one is the main point is fourth. What is the fourth point? Social reasons. In social reasons, first one subpoint is low level of education. Second one subpoint is gender inequality. Third one is, fifth one is related to other reasons. In this first point, we have to write what. Second one, we have to write increase in the defense expenditure. And next one is effective policies. And then after, our topic will be next. I hope you all have got this all points. There's all 5 points and there are sub points. You have to revise this all, read and learn, and complete your notebook. I will give assignment in this next week. Okay, friends. I hope you all have got. If you have any doubt, any type of query, please personally message me. Thank you. We will meet again in the next period, in the next lecture. Be happy, be safe at your home. Thank you.